we see. So even a wrong thought, one sentence, wrong sentence, when it enters, it can corrupt our system. Because our mind is very sensitive. And very interesting that even those things which we are not directly conscious of, but if we are in that surrounding, it enters our system. Even when let us say a child is sleeping and the parents are fighting, that samskar goes into that child. He is sleeping, but that something goes into the child's mind, unconscious mind. So we should be very careful that we don't give wrong or inauspicious input to our mind through the senses. That's called having control over the senses. In hearing, in watching, in touching, in tasting, in smelling, we should have complete control. Plus the organs of action in the hands, legs, speech, organs of generation, organs of evacuation, total control. So that is called having this, offering them into Sayyama. Sayyam means Samyak Yama. Yama means discipline. Sam means good discipline, not harsh, with understanding. We have to discipline our senses, our life. So this is a very important sadhana. Because many times what happens, we don't have discipline at the level of the senses and keep doing some subtler sadhana. So at one place we keep putting all garbage in the mind, and other place we try to eliminate them. So chalte rehta hai. Just like many times on our streets and all, people keep on throwing wrappers and this and that and bubble gums and everywhere, and the municipality comes and cleans it. Sometimes it doesn't clean. And it goes on and on. So we have to stop the inflow of negative influence and then also clean the mind. So this is a very important sadhana. Then second line, Bhagavan gives another sadhana, ki shabdadin vishayan anne indriyagnishu juvvati. Controlling the senses doesn't mean that we should not have any input. It is, here Bhagavan says, that to listen to good words or to experience all these 5 types of object, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, in a proper way, means offering these 5 objects in the senses, this also becomes a sadhana. Means good words, good taste, good sight, good touch, good smell, all this should be offered to the senses. Senses, they have to indulge in these 5 objects in order to remain healthy and fit. We can't stop the experiences totally. So good taste should be given to the senses, good listening, good sight. So this also becomes a sadhana. This is a positive aspect of it. So one aspect is having total discipline, control over our senses, and the second aspect is to feed the senses with positive, auspicious inputs like. That is very good. Every day, sometime we should listen to something which is good, auspicious, which will change our outlook, which will purify our mind. Every day we should eat something which is auspicious, offer it to the Lord and eat it as prasad. Every day we should spend some time even taking fragrance of flowers which are offered to the Lord, or even whatever fragrance, consider it as the blessings of the Lord. So in this way, the senses are given food, but as offering, as though we are offering it to the Lord, who is sitting there in our heart. So through the senses, we are offering. So this is also like a puja. So many times we are very careful while we are doing puja and all, that the prasad which we make, the naivedya which we offer should be good quality and all. Because we are giving it to God. But God exists in our heart also. So we should be very careful of what we are eating. Not that kuch bhi katar patar kha liya apna. It's very dangerous. Eating at all levels. So good thing, auspicious objects should be offered to the senses. That is a sadhana. So indriyagnishu, so senses are like fire in which offering is made of the 5 sense objects. Some more sadhanas now. The next verse. Sarvani indriya karmani prana karmani chapare atma sanyama yogagnau juvvati jnana dipite sarvani indriya karmani prana karmani chapare. In this verse, one sadhana is mentioned, and it is at a slightly subtler level. In this also there is sayyam, discipline, but that discipline at a subtler level. That discipline is generated through deep understanding, through deep wisdom. Therefore, here it is said, Atma Sanyam is the fire which is kindled by knowledge. Jnana dipite. See, when we restrain our senses, we can restrain them through willpower and we can restrain them through understanding. So the first step is to restrain them with willpower. Understanding will come later on. First, we have to discipline our senses by using our willpower. That no. Like for example, certain things about eating, about drinking, about watching, about talking, we have to just say no at times. कि बहुत हो गया अभी, खाना हो गया, चलो finish it. नहीं आधी रोटी लेनी है. I want to eat one more helping. Says no. So we use our willpower. That is called sayyam. But here also the sayyam is there, which is after gaining higher wisdom. So this can help us to sublimate our negativities. When we use willpower, the negativities remain there, only thing it is not expressed. For example, I am very angry with someone and I want to give him one blow on his head. Just an example. So don't get frightened. So to prevent giving that blow is called sayyam, discipline or restraint with willpower. But when the thought of hitting that person also goes away, that is called discipline with knowledge. That is at a higher level. But in the beginning we have to use it using our willpower. So the previous sadhana which was mentioned was with willpower. You restrain the senses from indulging in all negative activities. But now, try to kindle the fire of understanding. And what is the way to kindle this? Through inquiry, through what we call in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the technique is said as pratyahar, dharana and dhyan. Through pratyahar, through dharana and dhyan. Means by proper understanding, withdraw your mind from thinking about various objects by giving it understanding. When the mind is going into a particular object, make it understand that it is not good for it. Make the mind realize it and then withdraw it. Jabardasti withdrawing, the mind will go again. But when the mind understands through various logic which we can gather from the scriptures and other wise people, we can tell the mind that yahan jaane se it is not good for you. You just withdraw your attention from there. So withdrawing the attention from the worldly negative tendencies and all objects is called pratyahar, and focusing the attention of the mind on a good object of meditation is called dharana. And when that attention becomes more smooth and natural, spontaneous, then it is called dhyana. So using the technique of pratyahar, dharana and dhyana, we have to kindle the fire of understanding, and in that fire of understanding, Bhagavan says, you offer the activities of all your senses, sarvani indriya karmani and prana karmani cha apare, and also the activities of the pranas. So this is like a is like a meditation. See, the previous sadhana we can do when we are interacting with the world around, to have certain discipline in our life, to have certain restraint in our senses. But this sadhana which is mentioned here is when we sit in the evening or the morning, we have to withdraw our attention from the world and try to restrain all the activities of the senses and try to experience the inner peace and quietude. Let the mind enjoy that peace, free from the activities of the senses in the waking state. See, in my deep sleep state, when you are asleep, that time also mind is totally at rest. No activities of the senses are happening. But wakefully, we should try to restrain the activities of the senses and make the mind experience a deep state of quietude and peace, which is generated through understanding, through wisdom. This is a sadhana. Here Bhagavan is giving a broad outlook. Then the details we can add, we can make it more personal, we can use our own imagination to make it more interesting, this sadhana. But this is a general outline is given here. So with understanding, make your mind more and more calm and peaceful. And in that peacefulness of the mind, restrain all the activities of the senses. Means the eyes do not have desire to go anywhere. The ears don't have any distraction. There is no distraction at the level of the skin, no distraction at the level of the tongue. All the senses are alive, but they are stand still, like they're just sitting quietly, not doing anything. This is a sadhana. It's very interesting. Sometimes we should just sit quietly doing nothing. You might say, oh, every day I do like. Sit quietly. Mind should be absolutely still, and senses are also absolutely still. Like sometimes there's horses and all, they keep them still. Otherwise horses are full of force and power, but they also have the nice trained horses can be kept absolutely still without moving. Like that the mind should be kept absolutely still with understanding, with shifting its attention to the inner self. So that is a subtler sadhana which is revealed here. So all the activities of the senses and the pranas are restrained with knowledge. Now further, in the next verse, Bhagavan gives some 4-5 sadhanas together. He says, द्रव्ययज्ञास्तपो यज्ञाः योगयज्ञास्तपो